But the question is, what do we do with the differences? What do we do when how our positions or our opinions on certain things are so strong, are so different? And the ideas that we've had in our marriages it seems like they no longer can be achieved. How do we deal with the differences? And tonight I'm going to introduce a tool that I believe that every limitless marriage has to use. And every limitless marriage is using. That allows the marriage to be successful. You cannot describe your marriage as great or limitless or grace-filled if you do not know this tool, you don't use this tool, you can't do it. You have to apply it. And I believe I call this tool the ramp that leads to intimacy. That if we can get this part of the marriage very clear within ourselves and within each other, and as it relates to the whole relationship, that this will be the easy access into leading us into deep intimacy with one another. I believe it changes the game.
That's right.
I believe that it is, it causes a redirection.
That's right.
I believe it takes the scales off of our eyes and helps us to see everything that's in front of us.
That's right.
And that tool is called acceptance. Surprise. Acceptance. That tool is acceptance. If we are able to understand what acceptance is, if we know how to use it and use it successfully in our marriages, if we can, we practice it daily, it would change our marriages. It will enhance even a great marriage. And it's called acceptance.
That's right.
Now the question is, what is acceptance? Acceptance is saying, this is who my spouse is. Their strengths, their weaknesses, the things I do not like, I cannot stand, and the parts of them that brings me so much joy. And looking at that in its wholeness and saying, I love you and I accept you just as you are.
Amen.
Where it says that I know that I don't like how you respond in certain situations, but I love you the way that you are.
Amen to that.
Where it says that, you know what, I love the fact that you are a spender, but you're my husband, and I love you still. I love you. I love all of you.
Yes.
There's not a part of you that I will change today. Acceptance is the heart of unconditional love.
That's right.
It is a heart of grace, where it allows us to meet our spouses exactly where they are and say that I accept you. It's similar to how Jesus sees us.
That's right.
And all of our imperfections, and says that I love you still. That even when we were sinners, he still loved us.
That's right.
It is that same approach. It's saying that I accept you as you are, and I value you. I will value you. I honor you, and I respect you. In my heart, I'm content with you. And when it comes to you and to me, when it comes to us, when it comes to this bond, you're accepted. I'm not judging you. I'm not comparing you. I'm not looking for your flaws. But in this space, when it comes to me and you, I accept all of you.
That's right.
And I'm committed to creating a safe space for you. Now, before we go any further, I don't want us to confuse acceptance with tolerance. Because the truth is, acceptance looks like tolerance, which is what a lot of us do when we go through this transition. We realize that this is not how I want it to be. And I can't really do at this point with the kids and with our lives. We just got married, had this big wedding. We spent all this money, our family, the way we're all interconnected. For us, we bought a new home. How it's too much right now for me to back out. Number two, this is a bond between, us and God. So what can I do so that we can still be here and we don't have to break up? And so we go into what I call tolerance, not acceptance, tolerance. And the difference with tolerance is it's not that it doesn't look different. You still allow the person to keep their slippers at the door hung, they eat all the meat, they spend all the money in the account, they work all day and don't care, they want to have sex. As long as I know if I can have sex with him 3 times a week, he's gonna be okay, so we don't have to have any tension. He doesn't want to help the kids, so I guess I'm just gonna take that as well. What else? He's just disorganized. I'm just going to let him be. I'm just gonna, if he spends too much, you know what, we're gonna have a separate account. I'm just gonna accommodate this situation so I can stomach it. And what tolerance, even though and when you say acceptance, it looks the same. But the difference with tolerance is the emotion behind it. It is the emotion behind it, where we're doing things and we are angry, we are upset. We're doing it feeling like we are betraying ourselves, but we have to stay in this situation. I believe the word is regret, like we're doing it, but with a grudge. Begrudgingly. I'm making love to you, but I don't even want to do this with you. But if I don't, it's going to cause a problem. I don't want any more attention. I'm going to put boundaries with how I deal with you. And daily, we are constantly reminding each other how inadequate the other person is. That's tolerance. I don't have a problem letting you know that this is what I really wanted, but this is who you are, so we're just going to make it work because you don't like doing that. And sometimes when we get really aggressive in this transition, we try to control the person. And we try to manipulate the person, where we withhold our love if we don't get what we want. We have silent treatments. We have this, if I don't get what I want, if she doesn't give me what I want, if he doesn't give me, I'm going to do the silent treatment. I'm going to be hard-hearted so she knows that I'm serious and I need her to get it together. And we create this power struggle to get what we want, to make the person who we want. And then we downgrade a Christ-centered marriage to a surface level companionship. There's no intimacy, there's no depth, there's no vulnerability, there's no connection, and it's all this is clouded under resentment. This is not what I expected in marriage. I cannot believe that I'm here and I'm doing this, but I'm gonna make the best of it. For anything, he pays the bills. Well, she cooks, she does a good job. So, like I like to call it, we're gonna FNS this. And what ends up happening is that what is happening is, as all this stuff is taking place in the transition, because we're trying to get to a place where we can actually stand each other, the bond between us is damaged, and the children become the substitute for the bond and the reason why we stay together. We no longer have the bond. The bond, what keeps me here, is the kids and the expectation that everybody has that we will remain married. For many of us, that is how we've understood acceptance. That is one of the most limiting mindsets that we have when it comes to marriage. That is not acceptance. That is tolerance. Where I love you, but I'm not happy with you. Where this is not what I want, but I'm going to make the best of it with a smile.
With a smile, baby.
With a smile. And sadly, it creates such a deep disconnection in marriages and prevents genuine intimacy. So we usually equate connection and intimacy to physical intimacy. As long as I like you enough to have sex with you regularly, then our connection is good. But physical intimacy is the least when it comes to intimacy. Because a lot of people can sleep with anybody and not have a connection. So that is not evidence that the marriage is good. That's not the standard. But when we recognize that tolerance and acceptance are two different things, we put tolerance to the side and we begin to embrace what we call acceptance.